A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a historic move, European Union leaders are gearing up for a summit that could redefine the bloc's financial strategies and international relations. Starting Thursday, they will confront a pressing issue: the use of frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine's economic and military needs. With Ukraine teetering on the brink of bankruptcy, the International Monetary Fund has projected that it will require a staggering 137 billion euros, approximately $160 billion, over the next 2 years. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Ukraine must secure these funds by spring to avoid a complete financial collapse. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen emphasized the critical nature of the upcoming discussions, stating, "One thing is very, very clear. We have to take the decision to fund Ukraine for the next 2 years in this European Council. The stakes are high, and the potential for failure looms large." The leaders are divided on how to proceed, with many advocating for the allocation of tens of billions of euros from frozen Russian assets, which total around 210 billion euros, or $246 billion, held in Europe. The European Commission has proposed a controversial plan to utilize these frozen assets to back a 90 billion euro reparations loan to Ukraine. This financial strategy seeks to underwrite Ukraine's immediate needs while also addressing long-term economic stability. However, the plan has met with significant resistance, particularly from the European Central Bank, which has raised concerns about the potential damage to international trust in the euro currency if the assets are perceived as being seized rather than repurposed. Most of the frozen assets belong to the Russian Central Bank and are currently held by Euroclear, a financial clearing house based in Brussels. Belgium has expressed fears of potential Russian reprisals, both legal and otherwise, should the EU move forward with this plan. Euroclear itself is apprehensive about its reputation and the legal implications of transferring Russian assets to an EU debt instrument, as proposed by von der Leyen. Adding to the complexities, the Russian Central Bank has initiated legal proceedings against Euroclear in a Moscow court, further heightening tensions ahead of the summit. While the likelihood of a successful lawsuit appears slim, the move places additional pressure on EU leaders to reach a consensus. In light of the contentious nature of the reparations loan, the European Commission has also suggested an alternative plan, raising the necessary funds through international markets, similar to the Economic Recovery Fund established during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, this option requires unanimous agreement from all 27 EU member states, a feat made difficult by Hungary's refusal to support funding for Ukraine. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has positioned himself as a peacemaker, aligning closely with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The reparations loan, on the other hand, only needs approval from a 2/3 majority of member countries, which means Hungary cannot single-handedly block it. Nonetheless, Slovakia, Belgium, Bulgaria, Italy, and Malta remain unconvinced about the loan, adding uncertainty to the negotiations. Even if a majority supports the loan, concerns linger about the implications for the EU's unity and future decision-making processes. Belgium, in particular, has significant stakes in the outcome and has voiced deep concerns regarding the financial strategy. Ignoring Belgium's apprehensions could jeopardize the entire European project, complicating future efforts to reach voting majorities on other critical issues. As the summit approaches, the details of how the proposed plans will be executed remain unclear. Questions abound regarding the guarantees each country must provide to reassure Belgium that it will not face repercussions from Russia alone. Additionally, the complexity of mobilizing public finances may necessitate parliamentary involvement, complicating the decision-making process further. According to a senior EU diplomat involved in the negotiations, it's a really new approach. Everyone has questions. The atmosphere is charged with uncertainty, and the outcome of this summit could very well set a precedent for how the EU navigates future crises. With trust among member states hanging in the balance, the decisions made this week will reverberate throughout the bloc for years to come. As leaders prepare to engage in lengthy negotiations, the world watches closely, aware that the stakes have never been higher for both Ukraine and the European Union. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.